I'm Eddie Blanco.
And I'm Alfredo Pujol.
And we're glad to have you as Miami members.
Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Alfredo. I'm your 2026 chairman for the Miami Association, and I have the honor to hang out here and have some cafecito with your 2025 chairman of the board, Eddie Blanco. And we're here at Cafecito 1800, and we want to have a conversation really on all the amazing things that we're doing as Miami Association of Realtors. And I want to start off by saying it's an honor to serve alongside Eddie with our years of experience.
Likewise.
And I think one of the most important things about this conversation is letting people know what we do at Miami. So I think a lot of people just think you and I just come to meetings and say hello, but the reality is we do a lot for the community and from home ownership. So I don't know if you have some stats or information or things you want to share with everyone, but I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, Miami Association of Realtors, we are the largest local association with over 60,000 members. And really what we do is we focus on our members, and we're always working together, having conversations with other leaders and our Miami professionals to really have a conversation about what is it our members need right now, and are we delivering at the highest level to them? The education, the networking opportunities, this great location that we're at here, our new headquarters. These are the type of things that we're working on day in, day out.
Yeah, I think the cool part is being at the headquarters. I read the stat, there's 4,000 seminars. I think at 71% of the events are at discounted cost for our members because we're able to get those. So we have a lot of top speakers that come in and share. So what do you think makes our education different, or what do you think makes our education stand out as opposed to maybe what you see across?
Well, I mean, one of the fantastic things we do is we offer, if you pay on time your dues, we have a fantastic package where we offer bonus education, including certifications and other educational opportunities that our members can take advantage of. And we have our own HQ, which gives everybody an opportunity to come here. We have 100 room class. We have a 64 seat computer lab. And we also have the conference room of the Americas, which seats over almost 300 people. So fantastic venue. Also, we have spaces in this headquarters for people to network. I mean, when we came in here, we saw class going on, people in the lobby networking. And that's really what this is all about, the education and the networking opportunity that Miami Realtors has.
So I love you said something. So you're watching HQ is our headquarters. Obviously, that's that side. But located here in Miami Springs, in the heart really of Miami, right across from the airport. One of the things that we do every year, and I think is really impactful, is we're able to host a global congress here. And this is one of the things with Miami. I know you and I had a conversation on born and raised in Miami. You and I have worked a lot of years. Obviously, here is the growth that this city has had and the impact that we're doing as an association and realtors here in Miami. So I don't know if you want to share more on the Global Congress or how we become not just a top association and the top one in the country and world soon, but but really a global hub for real estate.
Yeah, I mean, Miami, as we've seen growing up in Miami, how it's transformed into a true international hub. And a lot of that, I think, credit is due to the Miami Association and our realtor members who are constantly being the ambassadors to what Miami is. We have 280 plus global partners. We travel to many of the international real estate conferences throughout the world, promoting what Miami is and what Miami has to offer, and having conversations with investors, developers, architects from all over the world. And it's just fascinating to see how much energy and excitement there is about Miami market altogether, which makes me excited to be a practitioner here in the Miami market for sure.
Yeah, there was, I think, if you look at global cities, and I've mentioned this a lot, and you hear me say a lot, is global cities you have in New York or LA, which are hundreds of years old. So LA, I think, is over 250 years old. New York, over 400 years old as a city. Miami is just in its 100th year. Miami Association is just crossing its 100 years. So it's a young city, and we're a young association in terms of compared to really a global network of real estate. And I think that's what you see with our members is they're really diving in, and we're making home ownership for everyone. We're giving everybody the opportunity here in our city.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a question for you, I mean, not only are we involved in real estate and real estate education, but we're also involved in advocacy. Can you talk a little bit about what your excitement is about advocacy and what we've done in the advocacy space?
Yeah, one of the things I love is every year we go to Tallahassee and we advocate. You keep hearing me say home ownership for all. is our goal really is for everyone to have an opportunity to purchase a home. And that, I think, is what does not get seen. Is sometimes you might see that we have board meetings or we go to events, but it's not about that. It's about the advocacy that we really do. And so we've passed a lot of these condo laws and condo reforms. A lot of that has happened from the conversations that we have here with the top leaders. And we go to Tallahassee and we have those conversations, and we're able to help the senators and our elected officials understand why this rule is going to help homeowners, why it's going to help those in the condos, why it's going to help those in the city. So I think advocacy is probably one of the biggest roles that goes unnoticed by us as realtors. And one of the goals that I have, and I know you have, is for people to really understand what we do for that side. Like during the pandemic, we were able to make sure that realtors had a job. We were able to make sure that people were able to buy their homes. Now with the condo reform and different condo sites, we're able to do that. So we're passing different laws, and we're going and we're advocating for that homeowner, which might not necessarily have a voice.
That's right. And in addition to that, we're actually, not only are we advocating for good laws, but we're also advocating against laws that may not be, in favor for our local residents and our industry. And it just don't make sense. So we've been able to step in and talk to legislators and say, hey, I know you're trying to accomplish this goal, but maybe this is not the right way to go about it. Let us work with you and figure out a better way to accomplish the goals you have as a leader in your city, but also supporting the bigger goal of real estate and the importance of homeownership and homeowner affordability. So really great points.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. One of the things that I want people to know is a realtor, we're not just here to sell a home. We're the people that put the family, help them find the property, share with them, where things are. Let them know where they get their cafecito. So we're part of the community and the fabric, and I think that's one of the most important parts of being a real estate professional and a Miami realtor.
I think that's fantastic. Very true. I agree. It's what gives me the passion, right? Because I think that beyond that, right, homeownership and local community is important, but what it really means, I think homeownership is the bedrock of our democracy in the United States. It is what gives people the feeling of a stake in our nation and a desire to make sure they're voting, they're paying taxes, they're engaged in our community, and they are the voice of America. And so it's a big thing. It's a big deal. At least that's the way I see it, and it makes me excited to be part of this. So we touched on advocacy. It's a local, state, and national thing. Tell us about the toolkits that Miami's put together and some of the value that creates.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the great parts that I really like is there's toolkits for condos. There's toolkits for buyers. There's toolkits that are provided by the Association of Education. Over 70% is subsidized. So meaning the realtor is not paying for the cost of these trainings. So the toolkits, the training, all of that is really one of the things that I think stands out, that the realtor always has an opportunity to learn, to grow, and they have that toolkit ready to help the homeowner with their sale or purchase of their home. One thing I do want to talk about now, Eddie, is sometimes we have members ask us, where do our association dues go, right? And what does it go towards? And I know we've talked a little bit about it, but I really want to dive into, I think for those watching this that you are a realtor, our dues go towards the advocacy. They go towards making sure that we have an area for education. What else can you say that when I'm a member, this is what I'm doing with my funds. This is how I'm helping grow my community. So I don't know if you want to share thoughts on that, but I want members to understand that a lot of things go behind the scenes to make sure that their businesses grow, but that we're also helping the homeowners.
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to really, if you really think about it, it boils down to ultimately, as a real estate professional, our goal is to do more business. I mean, and help more people, more families buy and sell real estate. When you become a member of Miami Realtors, you are plugging in to a 105-year organization. So you're superpower yourself. Someone that's connected to, it's the largest local association. So when you go and do inter U.S. networking, and you say you're a member of Miami Realtors, you have instant credibility. When you go across to our 280 partners internationally, you have instant credibility. You can take on a listing presentation, you could tell a seller, look, because you are working with me and because I am a Miami member, these are the extra value that we bring to you. That to me, that's invaluable. Plus the education that we bring. I mean, the education, there's a CDPE class going on right now. This is preparing our members for what,
Any market.
Any market, right? And adjusting into any market that's coming. So I think those are the important things, that always staying on the edge ahead of what's coming. And that's what Miami does for our members.
Well, I'm excited. We're excited to, I think, be part of Miami Association. And with that being said, we can enjoy Cafecito at Cafecito 1800.